Hi, I'm Steve Younis. Welcome to the Speeding Bulletin, your Superman news video recapping the events of the week November 25th to December 1st, 2016. Our top news stories this week included Supergirl joins The Flash, Arrow and DC Legends of Tomorrow for a huge Invasion crossover. Batman v Superman debuts on TV with great ratings. And we're giving away 2 autographed copies of the DC Superheroes and Pets papercraft book. Join me as we check out these news stories and more in this week's Speeding Bulletin. In movie news, Variety Studio released a new Actors on Actors video interview in which Amy Adams and Andrew Garfield sit down opposite one another for a chat about playing the iconic roles of Lois Lane and Spider-Man. Amy Adams reveals that she never feels like she owns the role of Lois Lane, especially given the multitude of incarnations of the character that have come before hers.
I mean, we're both playing characters that have been sort of beloved
canonized and
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But in a way, I think of it sort of like theater, because in theater, roles get played time and time again with different interpretations. So I never feel like I own
ownership.
Role.
No.
Yeah.
None.
Exactly.
According to TV by the Numbers, the television premiere of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice on Saturday, November 26th, received extremely good ratings for HBO. The HBO premiere of Batman v Superman performed fairly well, tying for third in adults 18 to 49, bringing in 2.33 million viewers. Earlier this year, even before the release of Batman v Superman, the Twitter account DCEU Facts pointed out that the theme music for Lex Luthor sounded like a distorted version of the theme music created for Man of Steel. The idea was that Lex, in a perverted way, thinks of himself as the true hero of the story, and therefore his own theme music was a perverted version of the hero theme created for Superman. Composer Junkie XL recently confirmed the accuracy of this theory via Twitter. In TV news, this week's new episode of Supergirl aired on Monday night. Titled Medusa, this episode was reviewed by T.A. Hewitt, who said, "The mid-season finale just leaves me frustrated and confounded. Supergirl has such promise and a lead actress that can back that promise. It's as if the show is afraid of being successful." And he gave this episode a 3 out of 5 score. With this 8th episode of Season 2 of Supergirl, executive producer Ali Adler once again took us behind the scenes of the story, in which Cyborg Superman accesses the Fortress of Solitude to gain the recipe for the Medusa virus.
This week we learn why they needed to gain access to the Fortress of Solitude, because inside is the recipe to the Medusa virus.
I have never heard of a weapon, bio or otherwise, that can target only alien physiology. That thing killed everything in that bar except human beings. I would like to bring my mother in to help analyze the crime scene. She specializes in astrobiology. I think she could really help.
That's a good idea.
This week, Supergirl also appeared in the 3-part Invasion crossover that took place between The Flash, Arrow and DC Legends of Tomorrow. Look for TA's reviews of those episodes on our website too. Ratings for the mid-season finale for Supergirl were through the roof, with Medusa recording a new ratings record for the series since its move to the CW. The episode hit a high of 3.51 million viewers, outscoring the Season 2 premiere, which received 3.06 million viewers. This ratings bonanza was no doubt due to the promotions the CW had been running, indicating that Monday night's episode of Supergirl was the beginning of the Invasion crossover. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Brenda Strong talks about Lillian Luthor's agenda and her relationship with her daughter Lena. She said she's never been happy about any of her children being close to Supergirl or Superman, since it will only end badly. She definitely will feel betrayed by Lena working with Supergirl, and there's going to be major emotional aftermath from that. In an inside featurette for this week's episode of The Flash, which was the first part of the 3-part Invasion crossover event, executive producer Todd Helbing revealed that Supergirl is set on Earth 38. For those unfamiliar with the concept of Earth 38, that version of Earth in the multiverse is very similar to the main Earth, Earth Prime. Earth 38 is home to a Superman that debuted in 1938 and a Batman that first appeared in 1939. Unlike many other worlds, the passage of time on Earth 38 matches that of Earth Prime. Supergirl is now on a mid-season break and will return in the new year with the episode titled Supergirl Lives. We'll bring you more details about this episode when they come to hand. With the new animated series Justice League Action having made its UK premiere this past Saturday, the intro theme has found its way online via YouTube.
When the world is under attack,
the clock is ticking,
and one hero isn't enough,
Lives are at stake.
mankind's only hope is the Justice League. Join Batman,
Miss me?
Superman,
We need to join forces on this.
Wonder Woman,
All buckled in?
and their League of Superheroes.
On the job, Batman.
A brand new show, Justice League Action, starts this Saturday at 7:30 a.m. only on Cartoon Network.
Don't forget that Justice League Action will debut in the US with a 4-part special event titled Shazam Slam on Friday, December 16th, with new episodes then airing on Saturday morning starting December 24th. In comic book news, we reviewed a number of comic books this week, including Action Comics 968, which was reviewed by Michael Bailey, who gave it a 4 out of 5, saying, "Jurgens hasn't dropped the ball yet, and Action continues to be my favourite of the current Superman titles." Keith Summer reviewed Superpowers number 1, saying there are some amazing plot elements that doesn't dumb down for its target audience, and he gave this issue a 5 out of 5. Keith also reviewed a number of other DCU titles involving Superman characters, including Deathstroke number 7 and Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps number 9. Check out those reviews on our website now. Superman comics available this week from November 3rd include DC Superhero Girls Pastimes at Superhero High Chapter 5 digital comic, Injustice Gods Among Us Year 5 Annual number 1, Justice League of America number 10, which is available in a variant cover, Superman Annual number 1, and Superman The Golden Age Volume 2 trade paperback. Light up your life with these cool Superman lamps, lights and torches. Get this DC Comics Superman lookalike LED lamp for just $19.99. Or how about this amazing Paladone Superman Hero Nightlight, yours for $27.51. These and other Superman lamps and lights are available from your one-stop Superman shop, the Superman Homepage online store at supermanhomepage.com/shop. In other news, the 23rd episode of Season 2 of the DC Superhero Girls animated shorts is now online. Titled Hero of the Month, Cyborg and Starfire, for the first time ever, Principal Waller is naming 2 Heroes of the Month, Cyborg and Starfire. Their teamwork and friendship prove that superpowers are better together. The 24th episode of Season 2 of the DC Superhero Girls animated shorts is also now online. Titled Frost's Spite, when Frost can't find a way to warm up, she takes her bitter coldness out on her classmates. New episodes debut bi-weekly on the DC Superhero Girls website and their YouTube channel. Thanks to writer Brandon T. Snyder, the Superman homepage is pleased to be able to give away 2 copies of the DC Superheroes and Pets papercraft book autographed by the writer himself. DC superhero fans of all ages will have a blast with this vibrantly illustrated, dynamically designed punch-out activity book, allowing fans to read about their favourite characters and create papercrafts of them. To enter the contest, you simply need to answer a simple question and fill out the form on the contest page. Head to our website now to enter. An artist by the name of Bracken posted this hilarious comic strip in which modern facial recognition reveals Superman's secret identity to Lois Lane. It's an image that's been doing the rounds over social media this week. I can't tell you the amount of times I've been tagged in it. Episode 143 of Radio KAL, the monthly podcast of the Superman homepage, is now available to listen to. In this month's podcast, Scotty and I discuss Ciarán Hinds as Steppenwolf, Amy Adams confirming a new Superman movie, Robert Vaughn passing away, Young Justice Season 3, Justice League Action, the latest Supergirl episodes, the CW Invasion crossover, Tom Welling's Smallville t-shirt, the current Superman comic books, and much more. Check it out at supermanhomepage.com/radio. The Superman homepage Super Trivia Quiz has been updated for another month, and the 3 questions we're asking you this time around are: what number is designated to the Earth that the Supergirl TV series is set on? What colour circle is on the forehead of the Dominator aliens in the comic books? And where do the little men come from in the film Superman and the Mole Men? If you can answer all 3 questions, come by the site now to submit your entry. You'll find the Super Trivia Quiz under the Favourites menu at our website. That's all the news there was for the week November 25th to December 1st. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott!
Hello everyone! I'm coming to you live in pouring rain on my birthday. The reason I decided to record outside in the rain today in my pajamas and in my Superman shoes is because I love rain. It's my favorite weather. Everyone always says, oh yes, I could tell rain would be your favorite weather. It's so depressing. I think that's an insult. I love rain because I love the sound of it. I love the feel of it. And we are in fall, so a lot of times it's kind of cold. So when it rains, you don't want to be standing out in the rain. But right now, it's a balmy 50 degrees. It's November 30th. You won't see this until December 2nd. But I guarantee you I'm recording on November 30th on my birthday. And I can't think of any better weather. The only way this could be better is if maybe it were also sunny with a rainbow and it was thundering and lightning. That's probably a pretty tall order. But this is a podcast about Superman and the goings-on in the Superman world. And right now, right on my birthday week, in 2016, we're in the middle of world-famous, epic 4-night crossover of the DC shows on the CW. That's Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, and Legends of Tomorrow. Now, a lot of people were complaining because the Supergirl part of the crossover wasn't all that great, and what they mean by that, I think, is the Supergirl episode might have been just fine, but it was really just a standalone Supergirl episode. Man, I don't know if you could tell, but I'm out of breath from that dancing. I rarely dance, and when I do, I dance like a clown. Bats! I'm coming for you! That's my impression of the Joker. Which also is not Superman, but that's okay, because he's been against him at times. In fact, Superman wanted to kill the Joker once because he had poisoned Lois Lane, and Batman had to convince him not to do it because that wasn't him. Batman said, that might be me, or it could be me at some point, but it's definitely not you. Never you, Clark. You can't do it. And Batman convinced him. But the Supergirl episode in the crossover was disappointing to people because really, it was only the final scene where Kara runs into Barry and Cisco, which introduces the 4-night crossover. Now, I want to allay some of your anger and bitterness by saying, listen, just like the Man of Steel movie in the movie universe kicked off this new extended DC EU, which you may or may not like, and maybe will get better, or maybe you still won't like it, or maybe you love it. Whatever area you fall on, Superman kicked it off. Even though Arrow was the first superhero show in the DC TV universe, Supergirl gets to be the one that kicks off this crossover. I know you're all upset because the episode of Supergirl didn't really feature what is happening in the plot of the crossover, but the final moments of the episode are the kickoff to what could be the most explosive DC TV event that's ever happened. And so, while it's not a full-on episode of the Dominator arc, and it's not called Invasion, and it's not really a part of that story, the end part of the episode, obviously, is very, very integral to what happens, because if Barry and Cisco don't travel over to her universe and get her involved, then we don't have the epic 4-show crossover. So even though the episode itself isn't really a part of the crossover, the final few moments are, and they're obviously very integral to it, and she's going to be a big part of the next 3 nights, which, by the time you see this, will have already aired, and I can't speak of those because they haven't aired yet. But I thank you for watching, and remember, even though it's an epic 4-night crossover, the first part of that 4-night crossover is really only 30 seconds, but it's super important. Thanks for watching, and always look up in the rain.